Hello and welcome to Game 3 of the 2000 point Chaos Knight League. For this game, I ended up using the same list I did in my last game, but in case you haven't watched the previous video, it is a Knight Lancer, a War Dog Stalker with Aura of Terror, which gives me sticky objectives, 6 Brigands, all with Havoc launchers, and then 3 Carnivores, again, all with Havoc launchers. In this game, we went against Astra Militarum with the Bridgehead Strike detachment. This is after the points changes and rule. I believe they got nerfed. I know something changed about the detachment. I believe they nerfed the points of all the units. Well, all of the helpful ones for that detachment anyway. The primary mission was Take and Hold. The secondary, the mission rule was, I cannot remember the name of it now, but it's the one that gives you 4 objectives in no man's land instead of the normal 3. Then our deployment was the 2 quarters, 9 inches away from the centre. Yeah, I believe that is all the pretext you need. And for once, I remember to take pictures in deployment, which is a nice change, because I never remembered to do that, and for once I did. So, with that done and out of the way, we will move into what happened in the game. So, after the roll-off, I let no, I didn't. My opponent won, and my opponent went first, because you don't get to choose anymore. As you can see from this picture, this is still deployment. So, the unit right in front of the camera had infiltrators, so they started off there. He then had that massive tank that you can see, that I believe was the something sword. I want to say Bane sword, but I really don't think that's right. He had a Rogel Dawn up the top. Then he had, I believe it was 2 different variants of Lehman Russ, which are those other 2 tanks. One on his home objective, one just in front of the big tank. So, those tanks they're incredibly tough to get through, and I struggled to realise which one was which quite often, which I felt a bit bad about, because I had to keep asking my opponent, right, what does this one do again? And how does that do that? But he was all good with it. He knew his rules. He was happy explaining them to me, even if I was being a bit dim. So this picture that you can see at the moment was after my turn 1 that I moved out the Carnivore that you can see that's currently engaged with the tank, and I also moved out one on the far left side to get my nearest objective. The Lancer, when he went through the wall, if you don't know, super heavy walkers, being the big knights, can move through walls as if they're not there, but you have to roll d6, and on a 1 they become battle shocked, and he did become battle shocked. So I wasn't able to tank shock it with the Lancer. So with that turn, I believe I took just 8 wounds off it with the Lancer, but the Carnivore managed to take off, I think it was something like 10 wounds. The Carnivore did, I know the Carnivore did better, but yeah, it was really good job from the Carnivore. His little tank did die from my 2 Brigands that you can see bottom left at the moment. Just the melters decided to go off and just tore a hole through it, which is a vast contrast even to the last game. If you have not watched it, please do. It was a good game. It was a very unfortunate game, and I believe it is the worst rolling I have ever had in a game. So please do go back and watch it. I think it's quite entertaining. The Lancer and the Carnivore did end up killing his big tank eventually, which was great. I was like, you're right, that's gone. That's a big threat I don't need to worry about anymore. However, the next turn I did end up drawing Bring It Down, which was really annoying, because had I have got it that turn, I believe that tank was worth 6 points. So, could have ended up getting a lot more value off of Bring It Down than I ended up getting. From this picture, I am going to roughly talk about my strategy with Chaos Knights for this map, like I did in the previous video. So, the main game plan was having 2 Carnivores in alongside the middle L, as well as the Lancer, as you saw in the deployment picture. So, the rough game plan was to throw up the Lancer and the Carnivore, as I just said. That was the game plan. Then the Brigands that I just showed at the bottom that took out his tank were going to move along to the right. There was going to be 3 of them. So one sitting on the objective, the other 2 doing their best to screen and just take control of that area of the board. At the bottom, you can see what my game plan was for those War Dogs. I had 1 Carnivore over on the left, currently in combat with the Rogal Dawn. A Brigand on the centre objective closest to the camera, and a Brigand on the objective in the bottom left. That was my plan for then. I've definitely got maxed. If he overwhelms me on one side, I should still be holding 3 objectives for take and hold, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. This is the board state at, I believe, the end of the game. I could have tabled him generously, turn 4. However, by the end, I was having a good laugh and a joke around with my opponent. So, we ended up just playing along to see what could happen. He took a secret mission. Obviously, I didn't know what it was. But he then used one of his stratagems to take off his Warlord and his squad. And currently, I didn't have anything on my home objective, because he had a 6-inch deep strike. So I knew exactly what he was going for, is to get his Warlord on my home objective. I'll be honest, I let this happen. I can't remember if I took a picture of his units inside of the building or not, but as you can see from this picture, I had full board control. I could be where I wanted to. The only units he had left, he may have taken them off when I took this picture, but if you see where my Pharaoh Nexus card deck box is, he had 1 guy there. I can't remember what it was, like the actual name of the unit, I cannot remember, but it had a melter rifle, melter gun, one of the 2, and we basically said, just keep shooting the Stalker, because it only had 3 wounds left, so just let him keep doing that, see if he could kill it, and then, as I said, he had his Warlord and like 4 guys on my home objective to get Sabotage and his secret mission at the end. As you can see from the scorecard now, it was 100 to 79. If I wasn't having as much fun with the game and I was tryharding it, then he wouldn't have got his secret mission or Sabotage at the end. So the game would have ended, let's do some maths, 100 to 53 is what the game would have ended. But I'm happy with the result. That is 3 games in. I'll tell you what, if you haven't watched the previous videos and you have you want to watch them, please go back now, because I'm about to say something that will spoil it. So that is 3 games. Oh, apologies. That is 3 games done. 2 games with 100 score, 1 game with 70, with the incredibly unlucky rolls in my last game against Necrons. So I think we're doing good. We're in a good position. There's 5 rounds overall, so like I said, good position, high scoring. We'll see what happens. I'm going to give a big shout out to Thick Daddy Paints again for painting this Lancer up for me, because this is now my centre point for the league. Every list is going to have the Lancer on from now, so big shout out to him. I'll leave links to all of his social media stuff in the description, as well as my own if you'd like to follow me somewhere else. You can always leave a comment that I will reply to, or send me a message on Instagram. If you send me a message on Instagram, then we can have a full-on conversation, talk about tactics, strategies, whichever army you're using. I will do my best to help and give you a few tips and tricks along the way. Even if it is how to counter knights, I can try and help with that. I am still looking for, if anyone would be interested, that you can send me your own lists. As long as I have the army, I am happy to use it, and then I can give some analysis on the list and what I would do with it. But thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.